orangey, black pastel, super orangey, black pastel, cypress without the yellow belly. You see the difference between that one and this one?
Mm-hmm. Look at, come here, I want to see it. Look at that.
She's like, let me go over here.
So that's without the yellow belly.
That's without the yellow belly.
She was.
Big difference.
Yep. Pretty, isn't it? Was you imagine taking care of all these snakes?
By myself.
By yourself? Yes.
It will be a little bit some harder, but a little bit easier. Because all you have to do is put them somewhere in the new bin, and then you just need to watch them, clean their poop, and then just grab them and put them back in. So simple.
Okay.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Welcome. Good morning, everybody, to the chat. This is going to be a really good show today. We're bringing back a former guest, but I mean, so much has happened in his reptile life and his personal life since the last time he was here. We definitely wanted to bring him back again. I just want to remind everybody to remember to support USARK Florida. Okay, Bosa. Good afternoon. Thanks, Bosa. Support USARK Florida. Remember that we will be heading over to Miami later on in May, well, the middle of May, May 10th to the 11th. I'm going to keep this picture because I think it's absolutely hysterical. But there is an updated one, but this is hysterical. We're going to be there sitting behind this important USARK Florida. So for those of you who can make it, try to make it May 10th and the 11th. I believe the session that's going to be open to the public is going to be on the 11th. I know that myself and Emilio plan on attending both sessions, just so that we are fully prepared to bring you guys back any information that you may need as a follow-up for us to come back and fight hard and fight strong for our animals. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and we're going to kick off our intro video, and then we'll be bringing on our guests. Stay tuned. All right. Party with me. Party with me. All right, guys. We're going to bring on our guests. Welcome, Robbie. Back to
What's going
Reptiles
on, people?
Cocktails.
All
Man, we
right.
got so much to talk about.
Yes, yes.
So much. Okay, so let's talk about it. So it was last summer.
Yeah, it was last time, I think.
Together, and then I think you was on the show probably a month later. So it's, let's say, give or take, a lot has changed in 8 months.
Yes, yes.
All right. So if you guys do not know, introduce yourself, Robbie.
My name is Robbie from Izzy Bear Reptiles, aka you might want to holler at me.
Which I am loving the bold change and just happiness and joy. And so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a lot, and Robbie's going to show some amazing animals today because he also upgraded and made some amazing purchases.
It wouldn't be a reptile podcast if you wouldn't show no animals. You know what I mean? You got to show some animals.
Absolutely. And you have some hurricane, right?
I had a hurricane.
Okay.
Something happened, but I can be real about mine. Something happened. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, something happened. Yeah.
So I am just really, really intrigued with this part. So we're going to start. So the last time, let me just tell you about the day that me and Robbie met. For those of you who don't know, we were all at a outing here in Maryland that Ozzy had did at Top Golf with us. It was my first time meeting Robbie, and his family was there at the playground. So you can see that he was a family man and everything. And we all just talking. And at that particular point, I had just made the decision, or probably had just literally stopped working full time and started doing the reptiles full time. And I was sharing that story. I mean, Ozzy was sharing that story with Robbie and a couple the guys there. And I remember, Robbie, you saying on our last show, like, goals, like this is what your goals was, but like just talk about how you flipped those goals in the last 8 months, starting full time, leaving the job and going full time.
Yeah, I mean, if you talk about it, you got to be about it, man. I mean, I was just blessed to to be in the situation that I'm in. You know, just hearing you guys, you and Ozzy's story and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like being around positive people make you want to grow, and it's an inspiration. It's like a motivation. So I mean, once I spoke to you about you know, you leaving your job and you know, and then you own your own house, and Ozzy, you know what I mean? Obviously he owns his own house, and he does what he does full time. You know, being around positive people just make you just want to do and get up and, you know, get what you need to get going for yourself. So that's what I did. I did what I needed to do. I just purchased my first home. I just upgraded some animals. Family's happy. I'm happy. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful thing, you know?
Well, I can tell you one thing, y'all, that is definitely apparent. I remember when I first met you and when I first interviewed you, I thought that you were shy. The new you the last few months is living, okay? You like living the life. So I was telling you about your social media, even how you're so open on social media now. And we talked behind in the show, you talked about being happy. Talk about that. Like what's different from then to now? Because another great thing is not only did he move from Pennsylvania, I thought he moved down the street. He moved to Georgia, y'all.
Well, when I was in Pennsylvania, I don't get it twisted. I love Pennsylvania. I love that parts over there. But the part where I was at was very negative. When you being around negative people, you just be negative. You know what I mean? You just got negative energy. So I didn't want to be like that. I love being happy. I love, you know what I mean, my family. I want my family to be happy. So I needed to get out of there. So the best thing for me was to leave. So me and my wife figured out what we was going to do. We always had it in the back of our minds that we was going to move to Georgia, but we didn't know what part of Georgia. And then just the opportunity presented itself, and we went with that. So we live in Augusta, Georgia. We did have to make some sacrifices because in Pennsylvania you can keep crocodiles and crocodile turtles. So
anything,
right?
So
I had to make some sacrifices to be here. So yeah, I had to get rid of my crocodile. I had to get rid of my alligator turtles, but you can keep ball pythons here. So that was a blessing as well. So you know, just Been out here, the schools out there was negative in Pennsylvania. Just, my kids wasn't really happy and stuff like that. I was just real down. I couldn't walk for 3 years. I spoke to you about that from before. So, once I started, and again, I spoke to you about Ozzy from before. Once once I started looking at his videos and saying that, he started doing his health thing and what I mean? And health is wealth, you know what I'm saying? And who's going to be there to protect your animals or your family if you're not taking care of yourself? So that was my main thing. So stress really kills the body. So I literally had to make a big change. And I think Georgia was like the big setting for me. My sister lives there. My mom's live here. So, right after this podcast, we about to have a cookout, you know what I'm saying, in the backyard. So, yeah. So, that's why I'm happy and I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying? I thank the Lord that, that I can be fortunate in this situation.
So how did that everything now? So you move, you're doing this full time. Like for me, and when the biggest part of that we had to evaluate was the benefits part. Okay, babe, because you got this money stashed. How do I reallocate this for this insurance and that insurance and things like that? So a lot of times that's the part that fears people, make people fear, but it's so many opportunities now for you to, as a small business owners, to have like your own insurance and stuff like that. Did you have to consider that a lot, or whatever occurred that allowed you to make this big jump, you were covered there too?
Well, I mean, having a business and having opportunities is all about risks anyway. You gotta make risks. You gotta make right decisions. I mean, I was speaking to my, my significant other, my wife, you know what I'm saying? And she was aboard with it. If she wasn't aboard, I'd have kind of been iffy about it, but, we both was aboard with it. And, you got to take risks. I mean, it's a part of life. You got to take risks. So that's the main thing that we did. And things happen when you take good risks.
Yeah, I can honestly say I still sit here and I wake up and I tell my husband I don't regret a day of making that sacrifice. Do we do things differently? Like, yes, we don't blow money like we used to. Like, what I mean by blow, like, we don't do frivolous things. We still do things that we like we're still gonna hit the road on Monday with the grandkids and stuff like that. We still do things that's important for family, because that's what you really work for.
Exactly.
And I think sometimes when we say, I think we should change this culture of saying not working full time, because we do. We get to just do what we love full time, because a lot goes into taking care of these animals during the day.
Exactly. Well, because I have my wife. If I didn't have my wife, I wouldn't know what else to do. So I mean, me and my wife are at a team like with this. But I mean, you gotta open up other avenues as well. You can have this, but I mean, just like have Ozzy said, try to do real estate, try to do something in between to help you out. And if that falls into effect, then you can start doing this full time. So I mean, I have the help with my wife. My wife is a caterer, and she does that part time. But at the same time, she helps with the snakes. She helps with the kids. So she's here full time. And we also got dogs too. So we wouldn't call ourselves breeders, because we still have to know what we're doing as far as with the dogs. So we're still learning and going as we through the process and stuff like that. But we have dogs that we're working with nano bullies, nano bullies and micro bullies. That's what we're working with. So we do have dogs. So we'll probably have our first litter by about a fall or something like that. So like I said, y'all might want to holler at me. But yeah. So I mean, this is great. Having reptiles and doing this full time is a great thing. It just don't, a lot of people want to do it because of the money, but the money is a blessing, but at the same time, it's a lot of mental that goes with this, and it brings some type of satisfaction to your mind and your body, because these snakes that you breed and you make, that they can't take care of themselves, so somebody has to take care of them. You know what I'm saying? So they're not like animals that been breeded outside and they know what to do and stuff like that. So they look forward for you taking care of them. That's a beautiful thing that you can have with yourself, is that you have the opportunity of taking care of something. You know what I'm saying? You have responsibilities. So I mean, and it actually brings, if you was if you with your significant other, if you with your significant other or friend or anything like that, it brings you close together if you want to do this together as well, because it brought me and my wife together. And I just purchased some stuff from Always Revolving Pythons. And he told me, I always wanted to speak to him because I was a big fan of his. And he's a great person to talk to. Right after I purchased something from him, he hit me up a week later and was just like, how's everything going with the snakes and stuff like that? I think that's a great communication business ass point of, selling your animals and stuff like that. But when I spoke to him, he told me, having this business brought him and his wife closer, and that's what brought me and my wife closer, is we do this together, and we can laugh, we can joke, we can learn together, we can make mistakes together. So like I said, it's a beautiful thing to do. So it's not just about the money, it's just about the satisfaction that you can get out of this as well.
Oh, amen. So
yeah,
you hit it on the nose. I'll share just a couple of things that just how God works, right? And I want to talk a minute, y'all, shout out to the husbands and the wives. I'm talking about the husband and the wives right now, but I'm even talking about the strong boyfriend and girlfriends who have been committed to being husband and wives now, their partnership. But when I decided to leave my job full time, my husband also received the blessing that we didn't even know was coming. And in that blessing, it allows him to work from home most of the time. And I'm like, those who know about my whole, and Robbie, I shared that with you and Ozzy and everybody, like those of you who know my story, it wasn't supposed to happen when it happened. I had planned out. I was like, Mike, 5 years, Mike, 5 years later is when I'm going to do it. And then everything happened. And then that was another confirmation from God. I remember telling people when I looked back at my goal board and I was reading, what I wrote down for my 2022 goals, I was like, if the writing was on my own wall. I just didn't know what was happening. I just had to believe. And one of the things on there was believe. But when that blessing came with my husband too, I looked at my husband, I said, and you telling me that ain't God? Like, so if y'all don't believe in a higher being, like when I tell you, in every day that we sit in this house, a whole half of income is gone and we good. Life has not changed. We're happy I'm happy as hell. He can tell you that. To be able to turn my cell phone off for the very first time for a very long time in my life and not have to worry about it. Wake up when I want to wake up. Do we still have to pull retic poop when I get up and clean racks of snakes and lizards? And yes, but that's the fun part of it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm impressed. I'm going to say, like, I'm impressed because it kind of seemed like that shift happened for you kind of like too. It's like, oops, something happened. And then all of these blessings flowed afterwards. But I'm going to tell you what I remember the day that I met you. Your wife and your family were over there playing on the playground or something. And it was a distance away, but you could see them. And you was like, there they go right there. And your wife was pregnant, I think, at the time.
Yeah.
And to see a man speak, and, all of my friends, my usual suspects, they know I say this all the time. Something about a man who speaks about his wife and his family when she's not there and when they're not there. And you saw, out of everything else you talked about, you glowed when you start to talk about them. And so everything that I truly believe, when you are a person who commits to what that institution, I think a lot of blessings come through that way as well. So I don't think it's a miracle. I think that you said you were focused. You said, I'm going to be about it.
Well, yeah, because I'm not perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's perfect. God didn't make anybody perfect. It's just that I had to go through my trials and tribulations. So, I had problems in my marriage like everybody else in a marriage. But when you realize who you have in your corner, you know what I'm saying? I think I spoke to you last time about this when I had COVID. My family did not speak to me. Hey, how you doing? What's going on? Can I get you a Gatorade? Can I get you water? Anything like that? And I was scared. I thought I was on my deathbed, and my wife was always there, no matter what, supporting me. And, and that's what you got to look at. Like, if you out here fooling around with, some other females and stuff like that, is that worth, messing with somebody?
She gonna hold you down when you sick and you ain't cute, like you normally cute at the club and stuff.
Exactly.
She gonna look at you drooling at the mouth and still
exactly.
baby. Is she gonna wipe your butt in the worst case scenarios, and you still think
Exactly.
it's the finest thing ever.
Exactly. Sometimes it takes a dramatic situation to realize what you have. And that's what happened to me. Something happened dramatic, and it made me realize like this is the woman that that's a part of me, and it's always going to be a part of me. So, and if we happy, our kids are happy, and that's the most important thing.
And you said that, and you said even moving to Georgia made your kids happier, because
Yeah,
of the
because
culture.
like when we was in Pennsylvania, just like I said, like I love Pennsylvania, but just the city that I was in, it was just disgusting. Like, so it's just like, the education was going backwards. Out here in Georgia, the education is they're actually behind. So it's just like I'm actually really happy that they can come out here and hurry up and try to catch up, because in Pennsylvania, some of the teachers, some of the schools out there teach you behind instead of teaching you forward. So when we came out here, they had to do extra classwork and stuff like that behind so they can catch up. But they were getting picked on because where we were at, it was just a lot of just all mainly Spanish instead of, it was just because I'm black, obviously I'm black. But my wife is she's Italian, so it's just like our kids are mixed. So we was always getting the if you don't speak Spanish, like you just a light skin, and our kids will come home and they have to I have to talk to them about stuff like that.
Right.
So when we went through Georgia, it's diverse. The part of Georgia where we at is very diverse. It's good. The weather's obviously good, so it's just like they're much happier. They don't really get into problems like that. Every school is going to have problems, but they're just they're going to be ahead next year, and they don't have to be in a negative situation like that. And especially where I was at, I was renting, so I couldn't find parking. It was terrible. I used to didn't even want to go to the grocery store, didn't even want to leave the house because it took me an hour or hour and a half to
now
find
you parking cars and four-wheelers.
Yeah, so it's crazy. So now, so now I'm on four-wheelers and dirt bikes. I got enough driveways.
Man, when I said, look at him, I said he an old kid out here, like he's just brand new.
I'm driving a four-wheeler to my mailbox, man.
I was cracking up. Loving it though. That's what it's like, and I'm telling you, you can see it's all over you, and it's all over your family. Like, just to be able to just be there together most of the time, doing what y'all love together as a family. That's amazing.
And there's another blessing too. It's gonna get crazy right now. Me and my wife are going on our 7th kid.
What? Wait a minute. You just said that the last one was the last one, didn't you?
Yeah.
What it was going to be?
Listen, man, when you're in the country, man, it ain't really. You got things.
We got work to do.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It makes you want to look at your wife even more, man. You're like, yeah, okay.
Well, look, but you definitely can, I think, claim up to $12,000 per kid. When they start working for the company. Yeah, right. That is insane. That's awesome.
So we found a good church out here that's very diverse, and it's very good. So like I said, like a lot of my blessings, like just because you pray at night don't mean that you're going to get a blessing, but your time will come. You just got to be positive. You gotta be honest. And just be real with yourself. You know what I'm saying? And things will come. You got to work hard for them as well.
Yep. So how was it moving all of the reptiles? How did you go about that?
Oh, that was difficult. That was.
Talk about that, because I know for me right now, if we decide we were going to move, I'd be like, yay! Oh.
Yeah. So what I did was I packed them up like I was shipping a box from FedEx. So what I did was I got 4 the biggest boxes that you can have, and I made it seem like I was doing like this big shipment, like I was sending to somebody. So I packed them up, and we put them in our minivan, and I put the heat up, and we just traveled nonstop, 11 hours, went straight out there, and hurry up and got them there. But it was different. It was a little difficult though, just unboxing them, doing the whole racks and stuff like that. But it was fun at the same time because I had help. But if you go through something like that, this is the blessing. You know what I mean? So like they got their own space, and I have a shed in the back. it's probably like a 14 by 60 or something like that. I don't know the measurements, but it's pretty big. But I am gonna actually have it built to the point where I can have my all my snakes in there, and probably upgrade and get more racks and stuff like that. So probably by next year I'll probably be doing that. So that's a blessing as well.
Super, super happy for you. I mean, that's just all a focus. So in the midst of that, you're still buying amazing animals. So what I want to do is start with the animals we haven't seen. Well, I know like we've probably seen a little, I'm talking about from the last show to this one.
Yeah.
And then to kind of talk about like which your game plan is now, because we talked about the economy that is impacting some people, but some people it doesn't even seem like it.
But let me say this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you all in it about the money, it's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? You got to be in it because you love it and you be passionate, and and be a hobbyist as well. You know what I mean? Making money is a blessing from it. But I went to a local show probably 2-3 weeks ago out here, and I don't, sometimes when you're in this hobby, the money ain't really a object. If you want something, you're gonna grab it. But long story short, when I go to somebody's table and I want to speak to them, and they give you a little attitude, or like just because they have that breed that that particular morph that you want,
Mm-hmm.
but their personalities throw you off. A lot of people will be thrown off by that and be like, you know what, I'm not even buying a snake from you and move on. So me personally, I think if somebody's not buying a snake from you, it all goes by your personality, your marketing. We got these free tools that nobody's not taking advantage of like YouTube, Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to push yourself. Nobody's not going to throw anything to you. You got to work hard for it. So and just have personality says a lot, because like a lot of I'm not throwing shots at nobody, but a lot of the breeders, some people that I do meet, it's just like they have no personality. Like it's like I got this, so whatever, like like high and buy type deal. Nobody don't want to. Some people like to buy animals from you because they're not infatuated, but like they're a big fan of like like they like your YouTube, they like your Instagram, they like like stuff like that. But you gotta have personality so you can draw them in and and make your sales as well. So I personally don't think there's the market's crashing or you're not making anything. I think you just got to go harder. And it's all about what you put in sometimes. So there's an avenue for everybody. There's an avenue for single gene people. There's an avenue for double morphs, triple. There's an avenue for everybody. So like I said, being honest and having a personality is the most important thing to have. And if you don't have that, you ain't gonna make no money, and you ain't gonna go far by that. You ain't gonna even meet no good people that gonna help you out.
Yeah, shout out to Emilio. That's one of the things. And he's one of the people I was talking about backstage where, his people are talking about they got too much inventory, and he produces more than Ozzy.
Yeah.
But his struggle is I got a show and I don't have enough inventory. But he is all about the people, even when it comes to us. Like in the background, he's always reminding us of, keep it. He's Cuban, that Cuban boys, that Cuban, that whole.
They got that. Yeah, they got the demeanor. Yeah.
But like having that force, like that brotherhood behind it says, hey, he's been doing it. He's been doing it excellently. Like he got some amazing animals too. But he reminds us of how he got there, And now that you have to be social, and Ozzy even said it to us in the Patreon. Like even if you don't like social media, you're not going to be able to be effective at sales if people don't know who you are.
Exactly.
So you gotta put yourself out there. So I saw that you were doing more of that, which is amazing. And you have amazing animals. And I just think before, like I told you, I think you was kind of like going like laid back, but now you're like, I'm out here. But part of that is just being happy.
Yeah, well, because you got to crawl before you walk. And what I'm saying by that is, some of the animals that I did have, I started like thinking to myself, like I personally don't care about what anybody's opinion is. If I brought it and I want it, it's for me. It's not for anybody else. You don't have to get it. But my personality is going to speak for itself, and you're going to probably want to, enjoy one of my animals because just the way I talk. And if you meet me, you know what I'm saying, I'm not a dick. You know what I mean? I'm a good person at heart. So, I mean, I was kind of like insecure, but now it's like, I think I reached the point to myself that I can actually ward myself because I have went through a whole bunch of trials and tribulations, making mistakes. So now that I bless myself with, because it's really not a big avenue with redhead projects right now, and it's really not a big thing going on with sunsets. So I got one sunset, but I went hard on redhead. So
all right, that's but first of all, we didn't see the sunset. We're going to start there. Now I will start with saying that I like to see the snake. It's just that I have to see what's going to be done with it more. I've seen some though that are really, really pretty, but I think in more of combos. I like it more in a combo form. So do you have a single gene sunset?
I have a sunset 66% albino. So
okay, that's so. Can we see that? Can we see that one? Let's start there and then we work our way back. By the way, we did not coordinate these colors. He just rocking the signature lady shirt, and I just was rocking the signature purple, and we just like we vibed.
Yeah, I'm on your show. It's only right. I mean, I'm a little happy. I got a little weight on me a little bit, but it's all good.
It looks great.
But he's a little shy. Let me see if I can.
Yeah, you got to come to the middle a little bit. Now, who did you get that one from? Because it's not.
I got this from. He's an awesome guy. I got this from Always Revolving Pythons.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, like he's big into the Sunset Project because I didn't really want to get. Like I said, like I want to get with somebody that I'm a big fan of, and then like they got a great personality, and I always wanted to meet him. Or I've always wanted to talk to him on the phone. And once he gave me his cell phone number and I started actually texting to him and stuff, and we started talking about marriage and stuff like that. He's a great, awesome guy. So like that right there, once you start speaking to somebody and somebody's down to earth, and they're not like a dick and stuff like that, because they got this and they got that, it makes me want to even help out and do more. So if you got something that I want, then I'm actually going to support more. You know what I'm saying? So it was a blessing getting something from him, but this guy, he don't want to come out though. I don't want to. Yeah,
we see you.
Yeah, this is sunset.
So he's a hatchling.
Yeah, he's a hatchling. He's probably about I don't want to guess it. Probably maybe 150.
Okay.
Grams. I got something that I got from Canova.
Yep.
So I got this girl here. I got a Mahogany Stranger Yellow Belly GHI. She's in shed a little bit, but
oh, she's dark.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So she's about 1,000 grams. She's beautiful. So I got this from Justin Canova.
Wow.
Yeah. And I got, let me see. I got this Redhead Fire Clown from Justin as well. Man, let me tell you, I went and got some stuff from Justin. I was like, listen, man, if I'm buying all this stuff on you, man, I need a shirt, man. send me a shirt, man. Stop playing, man. Yeah, I'm not paying for nothing, man.
You know that thing wasn't cheap.
Yeah, man. Send me a shirt, man. Stop playing, man. But this right here, I got a Redhead Fire Clown.
Okay. Nice.
She's a little nasty. She's a little nasty though.
Don't be talking about me.
And I got, let's see.
Now, what are you breeding?
Right now, I brought a Redhead Fire Spot Nose Het Clown from Ozzy, proven breeder. I got him with a Batman female girl.
Okay.
Right now. At first I was a little scared, But I don't know. Somebody just hit me up before this podcast, and they did the same thing. But I sprayed I just misted it out a little bit, and maybe like a half an hour, 45 minutes, I got a lock. So I'm like, yeah, and then I actually, after he did that, I hooked him up and got him with another a clown girl and sprayed in there too, and he locked.
Maybe you think it's raining. Maybe they think it's
So,
because I know for mine when it rains outside, it seems like they lock very quickly. I don't know. Maybe it's something to do with they says it has something to do with the barometric pressure. I don't know because I'm in Maryland and I have some who will lock on a sunny day too. But it does seem when it rains, they get romantic.
Well, that
Lindsay
I didn't know
she has no problem with you starting from the top left bin. Let's go through them all.
Oh, no.
He has a cookout, Lindsay. He has family coming over.
No, it's all right. I mean,
he said I can't just go to because he enjoyed.
No, I'm gonna show you some animals. I mean, it wouldn't be a podcast if I didn't show you no animals.
We got Lindsay. Yeah. Lindsay said she got all day.
Yeah, so I got this from a bobbin pythons. I got a redhead mystic spot nose clown.
Yeah, you did get a lot of red hair, huh?
Yeah,
that's pretty too. Put her head closer to the camera. Come back. Yeah, right there we go. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, so this is a boy. So this is like I said, this is a redhead mystic spot nose clown. So I got this, and then let me see. I got that from Evolving Pythons, and then I got this boy right here. This boy he's a kind of mean as well, but this boy right here, I got it's a orange dream leopard clown pie from Always Evolving Python. This was his holdback. So I said you have to break this off, man. Let me get this.
Nice.
Yeah. So I got him a girlfriend too.
You were cleaning up.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I got this girl right here, Orange Dream Clown Pie. From Evolving Pythons. And then I got I'm trying to get into the lace projects now too as well.
I love lace.
Yeah,
I'm going to continue to produce more. I'm trying not to buy anything, but I might buy Hurricane, but I'm gonna produce some more lace.
Hurricane is good too. I got this is right here is a lace het clown. So I got
nice.
So I got that, and I would show you the boy that I got from Ozzy, but he in there doing his he doing his lady man thing for me. Yeah. So I mean, and then like I brought some single gene stuff too as well. I brought mahogany.
I have a single gene cypress. She's
and like I said, it's nothing wrong.
She's beautiful.
That's a single mahogany.
Nice.
Right there. So I mean, ain't nothing wrong. A lot of people will be skeptical about, I mean, I used to be like that too, but I mean, if you got something to do with it, you know what I'm saying? Like I got something I want to do with it, so you know what I mean, that's why I got it. But like I said, like a lot of people, this is about learning, you know what I mean, and it's very educational because I can be straightforward. I got a girl, I had her for maybe 2 years. I personally thought, and everybody probably gonna laugh about this, I thought she was Desert Ghost. So I got her from a local reptile show, and the dude who sold me to her said that it was a itchy, what is it? Itchy pinstripe ghost. So I'm thinking, I'm like, oh, I hit the mother lode. So you know, I'm like, and it was for cheap. So I'm like, okay.
Who was the vendor by any chance? Was it Patrick?
Nah, it was
he does a lot of
Nah, he was cool.
I got a Mojave red stripe ghost from him.
Nah, he's cool too. He knows Ozzy.
Yeah.
he been doing this for way back. Like he got a picture back when he was like in Africa, going in a sack picking out pythons. So
wow.
He's mad cool. I forgot his name though. He's a funny guy, but I had to look it up. I'm like, I'm telling everybody I got ghosts. Yeah, like you know what I mean. Like I'm feeling myself. And then, like I said, you gotta learn. You know what I'm saying? So I felt crazy, but at the same time, it was funny. Somebody told me, they said, that's not Desert Ghost, and I'm like, what you mean that's not Desert Ghost? And they was like, it's not. It's a part of it's a hypo. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I didn't know that. Like so, like I said, like this is educational. You know what I mean? Like you're
that
not
was
gonna
me with redhead, red jean. Okay, y'all break it down. Like show me two different snakes and show me what's the difference. And then someone said redhead, and then he pointed out the pattern on the head and where the pattern on the head. Okay, all right. But no, show me a red jean. Now, why is that different from red stripe? Like it's so much. But let me tell you what's helping me is the book. The book of Kevin's book is helping me so much to see how they evolved. Because now that I can see how the genes evolved, I can identify the later mutation. You know what I mean? Like, so, and I'll give you a perfect example. Well, Orange Dream is different because I see so many of Aussie snakes, so I see what happens when you take this copy and that copy, and then if you take a double dose of this copy, I see it. But there's so many genes out there, unless they're dog genes, that I just look and I'll say, I don't know how y'all can see all of that in that snake. I just don't.
Yeah, because I mean, to me personally, I mean, it's hard to ID a snake. I mean, like that's why I always ask questions. I don't think like I know something like for instance, I'm gonna be honest. I put something on Morph Market and I have it. It's called a what is that thing? It's a pastel heck orange ghost. Now I put it as a pastel ghost clown. And somebody was very polite, very cool, and said, "Hey, listen, man, you might want to, you ID that snake wrong." You know what I'm saying? I think that was cool because some people get upset and get nasty with you and stuff like that. And it's okay. Sometimes it's okay. You miss the ID. That's why like a lot of people need to work with each other instead of fighting with each other about this whole reptile. I mean, who got the better morphs and stuff like that. Like everybody it's just like a community. Everybody need to work together because I didn't know, so I had to reach out to somebody, and somebody told me what it was from before. So I took it down, and like I said, it's all about honesty. So I mean, if you could be honest with somebody and tell them like, hey, what I mean, I don't really know what this is, but I think it is. I think it's this because I bred it to this, and somebody said it was this.
Right.
So you know what I mean. But you got to put those in those type words, because if you don't, and you just put it in the words that you honestly think in your head, like, okay, this is the morph, and then it's really not. You know what I mean? Like that says a lot about yourself. So honesty is the key.
Yeah. Matthew Oakley, who I have a lot of respect for. Matthew Oakley, he's been breeding for years, like since he was a kid. But he's like on the down low. He has actually just produced a bunch of nice pottery ticks. Matthew he's really good with IDing ball pythons. So if he sees something, so I normally know that he's probably most likely right, of course. And so he'll point that out for me too. Like if he sees something, or for anybody, and he thinks that the snake is mis-ID'd or whatever, and I'll make a note of it. And then when you go to pair the snake to see what comes out, that type of thing. And I just think that some people have been doing it so long that they're really, really excellent at it. And then he, for example, can go on Morph Market and go through anybody's page. And I'm talking about even some of the big breeders and find animals that are mis-ID'd. And he's good at it. Like he's just good. He's not doing it to, he's doing it for the purpose of what you're saying. Like you if you see it and that it's not correct, help a brother out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I like that because like I said, I had some moments. I went to a local show, and this is probably like 3 years ago when I first started getting into this, and I labeled on my snake that it was a regular visual clown, but it wasn't. It was a heck clown, and what I mean, somebody came up to me that was very cool and polite, said, "Hey, listen, man, you might want to check your IDs on stuff. Like this is your first time," and I said, "Yeah." It's like it's not a visual. This is a heck. You know what I'm saying? So, or it could be a heck. You know what I mean? So, I mean, you might want to change that. So, I mean, you know, people make mistakes and it's okay, man. That's a learning process, man. So that's what makes it good and fun, man. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think too, that's one of the reasons though I like shows like Hair Now, where
Yeah.
so many different people come through it and so many different people come through with different animals. You see all kinds of stuff that you ain't never seen,
Yeah.
combos that you probably couldn't imagine what it would look like together. It's a
Yeah.
downfall to watching that too. It makes you want to buy other stuff, right?
Yeah.
So
Well, that's why I got into that's why I got into the redhead, because I mean, like I said, there's not really, I mean, I haven't seen them. I mean, there's not really no redhead this and redhead that. I seen one person that had Justin Canova had the redhead orange drain, but like nobody's not really messing with like cypress or like, you know, just like other mixed little things up with it to make it because I personally fell in love with it. I like it a lot. So I mean that's why I ran with it. But I mean, like I said, I want to throw it in different things and see what you can come up with, because I mean it's a fascinating, it's like art, you know what I mean? You're trying to create something different. So I mean I just want to create something different. And I'm still new. So you know what I mean? Like don't, you know what I mean? Like don't throw no shots at me, anything like that. I'm still new.
Well, at the end of the day, I think that's what everybody do. That's what keeps it fresh for everybody, is that you constantly trying to create something different. Even if you've paired this two pairings 1,000 times, what is going to come out the 1,001 time?
Yeah.
The goal. And that's the fun part. And that's like when I was talking about genetic testing. What is your thoughts on genetic testing? Like, have you?
I think it's good.
Tested?
I haven't, but like just for you saying that, I just joined Justin's that clutch.
The clutch, okay.
And
now
he has
have you tried Husbandry Pro before you did clutch? Like, could you compare the two?
Like I said, I don't want to throw no shots, but I mean,
no,
like,
don't throw no shots. You're helping me out because I've tested Husbandry Pro.
Now I had
too much.
I had that one, and it's I don't know, like it seems it's the way Justin's one is set up is set up more like it's like computer friendly. Like if you don't really know too much and stuff like that, you get to see. I mean, everybody like pictures, so you mean it's you get to see a lot more pictures and stuff like that, and it's just simple. It's just like it's just a straight detail. It's nothing out of the ordinary or crazy, anything like that. So I mean, you get to label your ID, your animals, and at the same time, you get to put your own logo on it as well. Okay. And then it lets you know if who has different clutches. You put you on wait lists. I mean, it's a different. Me personally, it's a different avenue of selling your animals as well. If enough people get into it, that's what I'm doing right now. I put my animals on there, and when they, I got like 4 or 5 girls that's about to go soon. So then right after they go, you just put what clutch, and then everybody that's on there that's participating in there, they get to see what you have, and they get to follow you, and then you can be on a waiting list and stuff like that. Then you can give your number out and call, and you know, stuff like that. So it's a different way of selling your animals, and I personally think it's awesome. It's probably going to be different probably in the long run, but like right now it's great. I will pick that over the other.
Got you.
Yeah.
I'm just curious because I tried Husbandry. I did the 30-day trial on Husbandry Pro, and right now I use it's the reptile scan or the snake keeper, one of them, because I did both. I think it's the snake keeper, and it works for me for what I needed to work, especially for the breeding stuff. And I'm also a person that doesn't like everything on a computer. I like something that I can just find tangible. But I do like, one of the things that I did like about Husbandry Pro, and one of the things that did had the ability to do is kind of like automatically track the lineages of certain snakes and breeding pairs and things like that. Of course, printing out the labels, which apparently Clutch does as well. But it was just too much to set it up for me. Like, if I was going to start with Husbandry Pro, it had to, for me, had been when I had 10 snakes, not where I'm at now, to set them all up. And I get it. I do understand that once you set it all up, it's easier. But what about the setup of Clutch? When you go to enter your animals, do you think
it's easy? It took me, I mean, I have probably 60 ball pythons. So I mean, it really didn't. I mean, somebody that has a whole bunch, it probably take anybody crazy. I mean, and get stressful. But I mean, honestly, it was simple and good. Like, I mean, like I said, I had the other one, and I didn't really like it like that. This one is like short to the point, and it honestly looks like Instagram a little bit. So I mean, like, it's the way it's set up type deal. So I mean, like, it's to me personally, I like it, and it's easy to work with. Yeah.
Do they have a free trial, or
they do? They have a free trial for 30 days, and then I believe it's $26 a month.
Oh, it's cheaper than Husbandry Pro too.
Yeah, he can have my $26 a month, man. He can have mine.
I'll give it a whirl. You know,
Yeah.
I definitely want to. I think Husbandry Pro, if you are a person who like data entry,
yeah.
But I felt too much like I had to go to the computer, or there were certain features that worked from the computer to phone, and once I'm one of the people, if it doesn't work at that moment, I probably never go back to it.
Exactly. Yeah, if it gets you on your nerves, you're like, all right.
I ain't gonna go back to that. It has to work while I'm here, while I'm thinking about it. Yeah. So before we give you your day back and allow you to go enjoy your family in the sunny state of Florida, I mean,
I enjoy being with the reptile people as well, man. You know?
He really moved. What would be the ultimate goal, or the ultimate thing that can help, that will encourage you this year with your breeding, that will make you feel accomplished within this year? Because you made a big jump this year. That's a great big accomplishment. But in your actual pairings and the results of it, what would be in this year that you're definitely counting on to happen?
Well, definitely. I have, like I said, I have a couple of girls that's about to go. A couple of months, maybe a month ago, 2 months ago. It was unfortunate that my hurricane died. Like, these things just happen. I mean, I made sure that I was doing everything that I could do, but he died. So I mean, the thing that I want is for his legacy, his babies. So he bred to 4 girls. Okay. So, I mean, like, if I get somebody that, you know what I mean, if one of them come out looking like him, I mean, that'll be a blessing. That, and, you know, I mean, just my hurricane projects. If I don't, if everybody hatch, everybody don't come out in slugs and everything come out great, and I mean, I get some good hurricanes. I mean, that's my big accomplishment right now. I mean, other than that, I mean, like, I took a jump getting getting to these other morphs, and I'm gonna be looking really good for next year. I mean, the breed and stuff like that. But having those hatch and without any complications is my biggest goal right now.
Okay. Yeah. And are you do you have any other breeders in Georgia that you already have relationships with? I mean, of course, Justin is there, but like any other
I don't personally know Justin, but I mean, I try to speak to him. He spoke to me one time because I wanted to get what I wanted to get from him. I wanted to get, oh my gosh, it was one of these girls. What did I get from him? I believe it was the Fire Batman girl. But I spoke to him, and he's like, hey, this is Justin. Because sometimes sometimes he has some other people talk to him and stuff. I mean, talk to people and stuff. He's like, hey, listen, man, you can get it for this price. You know what I mean? Like, I work with you. I got you. You know what I'm saying? And, I mean, I thought that was cool. But I did talk to Rice Reptiles. I think he's partners with him. Mm-hmm. He texted me. He said that, I mean, if I'm not busy one day, that I can come and see the facility and talk with him and chat with him and see if I can build with him and stuff like that. And I think that's great as well. So I mean, so one day when I'm not riding a dirt bike or a 4-wheeler, I'm gonna reach out.
Are you posting more on your YouTube channel now that you have more free time?
I get camera shy a little bit, so I mean, I'm still trying to work myself into, like getting into the camera. But I think I'm going to continue keep doing it, getting to YouTube, doing Instagram and stuff like that. I think having just a great personality on YouTube and on Instagram, I mean, that just draws a lot of people's attention. It says a lot about yourself. So I mean, I'm gonna continue always doing that. Awesome. Well, I gotta show everybody my good positive stuff now. You know what I mean? I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not hurting, man.
That's
you know what I mean?
good.
Like, yeah.
That's good. I mean, especially once you get past, like we talked a lot about that physical struggle. Once you get past that, and then you got to get past the emotional and the financial depression of what that, causes.
I mean, to be honest, I mean, you need money to live, but I mean, at the same time, and it's not everything. That's what a lot of people gotta stop. You know what I mean, think about like that. I mean, family is the most important thing. I mean, and me personally, if I can, if all this went away and I still have my family, I'll choose my family. You know what I'm saying? Like, so once you get that type of mindset, and you know what I'm saying, good things will happen. I mean, good things happen to those that wait. So you just got to have a good positive mindset about things, and not try to really dwell on things, because stress. If you got a lot of stress and you stressing about how you're gonna make your dollar, or how you're gonna sell the snake and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And you build up, who's gonna take care of you if you go into complications? So you got to take care of yourself so you can take care of your animals, man.
And another part of that is not, when you already know you at your max, not to take on other burdens. Like, I am a fan of saying no. When I say no, it's not personal. It's no.
Yeah.
If I can't take on more, if I'm already stressed out or already at my max of what I'm dealing with, I can't help you. It's okay to say no. I think a lot of people go into depression, and I say this all the time to my husband: stop saying yes to everybody. Stop trying to be there for everybody, because then when you physically take on that burden, who's there for you? Because everybody else was counting on you to be there for everybody else. No.
Exactly. and some people, when that's a good thing, because somewhat of my family, I'm saying, that they always try to depend on me, and sometimes you got to hit them with that tough love, and be like, like, no, you got to do it for yourself sometimes. I'm saying, I don't have to give you money, but I can give you an opportunity, I'm saying, instead of giving you money. And some people don't like that. Some people just want the easy way and say, give me the money, and that's not mine. So I learned how to say no too.
I think Ozzy said that before. That's when you really know if someone really want help, is when you give them the opportunity. Like, look, I'm not going to give you the money, but hey, this is how you can go about doing this. I'm gonna connect you to this person who can help you grind it out.
Exactly. And they don't accept that. No, they don't accept that. They're not happy about that. They want the easy. So it's just like, you know what? Nah, I'm good. No. So I mean, yeah, you definitely could say, because what I did was, I don't have that many animals. I don't want to take on so many animals. Right. If I'm done with something, or if I say, I don't really want to do this right now, I'll sell. You know what I'm saying? Or sometimes I'll
get better at that.
Yeah.
Sometimes told me the other day, he said, you got to decide if you're going to be a collector or a breeder.
Exactly. And sometimes you gotta let things go.
I have some animals right now, based on just even how my brain shifted over the last 3 years, that I love the animal, but I'm not going to be breeding it to anything. And I can see in the close future. So why am I really holding it? I'm holding it because it's a sentimental value, but I'm gonna have to grow. Like, that's what I knew I was gonna have to grow that way.
It's sacrifices. Yeah. I mean, because like, say, so for instance, if a lot of people are stressed out saying they can't make money, and they going through is a struggle with selling their snakes and stuff like that. If you got so many, and you can't take the responsibility of feeding them, you know what I mean? Like that should say, like, I really need to downsize. Even if I can't sell them, hey, you know what? Give it, use your marketing tool. Go to YouTube and like, hey, you know what? The first 100 people that subscribe to my channel, I'm giving away a visual clown or something like that. Try to strategize, a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But don't take on too much, because you'll crash yourself and you get stressed out. And then that's how things happen.
Yeah, it's not even a space thing. It's just like, I thought I was going to work with this, but now I'm not, type of thing. But I love the animal. And so I think what I'm gonna do is hold them out, the couple out this year, and then probably breed them, and just breed them once and then sell them, because I think I'll feel better about that. Like even a couple of the ones that I bred this year, after they produce and see what they produce, if I copy them, I definitely would probably not keep them either. The breeders, I wouldn't need them for my future if they produce what I need them to produce. But the fun part is to be able to get to that part to, be actually raising up babies myself, like especially with the retakes. I'm dying laughing. I have 14 footers, 15 footers who are the sweetest puppies. But watching these babies of other people who's cutting eggs of retics, and the retics come out the egg just snapping out the egg. So now I'm the one taming them down for other people. I'm so looking forward to that though. Like I told my husband, I hope I get some feisty ones. Like I'm so looking forward to it.
Let me ask you a question. What's your take on that Florida situation?
Oh, so it's a shame, but I do believe that everything happens for a reason. I can tell you, it's still, for me, it's still hard to kind of talk about or to have to replay it in my head. I can tell you that I have played that scenario over and over again if it was me. And you know, nothing comes out on the good side of that, you know, for anybody. Because if I do something stupid, I'm in jail. Or if you don't do anything, then your animals are gone. Like his, you know, Coffee's animals are gone now. But what we have to do is band together so that never can happen to another keeper ever again, whether it's in Florida or anything else or anywhere else. So I'll actually be going down to Miami in May. We're going to go down there. We're going to be there. We're going to support USARK Florida. And I'm just hoping that other people will rally around that moment, because I think that we are, the momentum of that even reaching international news is different from how it's ever been before, and we have an opportunity to make an impactful change on how we are viewed as reptile keepers and how our animals are viewed as pets. So
I mean, to me, that's a real tragic situation right there. I mean, it's a lot that I want to say, but I'm gonna keep it to myself.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's for anybody. Again, it's for me. When you watch it, it's like your animals are your children, and so your first and your initial instinct is you're gonna choose violence, you know, because they're your babies. I mean, that's just natural. You're a protector of them. The unfortunate thing is that the government don't see them as pets or our babies like they do other animals. But the fortunate thing is that we can take this opportunity to change that. And so I'm hoping that that's what comes out of this. I can tell you, I'm glad that USARK Florida have their foot on their necks and they're not letting it off. They're not letting it just go. And I encourage everybody, don't forget what you saw 2 weeks ago. Keep the press on. Keep it out there. Keep putting out great images of you and your animals, showing people that they are pets, you know, that you do interact with them as pets. They're not just animals that you breed, you know?
Yes, that's a real sad situation, because I mean, honestly, nobody should not play God and allow, you know what I mean, and say, okay,
they are
you don't
God's
deserve
animals,
to live.
Right. They're God's animals before they're our animals. And I just think that, again, it was no reason to kill them. Even like looking at, I keep saying, as a retic keeper, they were very tamed down retics. A stranger was able to go in and put hands on them and take them out, and you still murder them. So it's, for me, it's the betrayal. You work so hard to get the trust of those animals, and a human betrays them in that way. It's hurtful. It's really hurtful.
Nobody should not play God.
That's what's driving my change. I saw my animals, you know, even though I'm in Maryland, I saw my animals. That's why it's so important to me. You know, I should be able to move to Florida if I wanted to. I should be able to move to Georgia. I should be able to move to Tennessee. Like, it shouldn't be based on my animals. It should be based on my responsibility of keeping them. And that's anybody in anything. It's a responsibility that you must have to keep certain animals, and or all animals, anything living, plants. I don't keep plants because I kill them. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Haven't yet to figure it out. They die in 30 days. So what do? I stop getting plants because I'm not good at that for whatever reason.
I'm not good either. I try planting stuff, and it's hot out here. I try to plant some stuff in my front yard, and then the next day they burnt. So
I even did it when we first moved in this house. I mean, I did this cute little bed, and everybody's like, "Oh, look at the flowers." By the end of that, some of them things was going. I don't know how to get them back. It's not my thing, so I don't do it.
I continue to try to do it because I want my house to look like in the front of my house and my backyard to look nice. So this is my first time doing stuff like that. I ain't never do stuff like that, but I mean, it feels great. It's a great feeling.
I'm sure. But I call the landscaper still. I tried. And the crazy thing is that my husband is really good at that, but he be so busy doing everything else, you know. He actually grew up like literally collecting manure. Like they would have to go in people's houses at the side of the road and collect manure for his grandmother and air flower beds and stuff like that. I don't know. What am I doing wrong? I tried the house plants too. I killed them too.
Wow.
It's outside, inside. It do not matter. It do not matter. I tried to keep the plants. I joined a Facebook group, tried to get the plants that was the easiest to keep.
Yeah. Nah.
I'm an animal girl.
Yeah. See, the only problems that I run through out here, which is great. It's a great problem. I get the neighbors be like, hey, what's up with your grass? You know what I mean? You need to, you know what I mean? Everybody else is teaming up. Like, so everybody's like on a same page of having a grass at the same height. So,
that's awesome.
So that's the only problems I have. And it's a funny thing. Like, hey, what's up, man? You need help with your grass? You want to get your card or something like, So it's a great funny problem. So I mean, I love it. So you know what I mean? Yeah. That's the only problem. I gotta keep up with my grass.
That's awesome. And so the kids love it. You love it. Business is going good. You're going to be in Georgia. How big do you think you want to take this? Like how big? I think we talked about it before. Like you don't want to go too big, but you want to make it a successful business. Do you want to try to replace your income or stick it just around on just making it a fun hobby?
I mean, like I said, I'm not really, I mean, obviously everybody's, in it for money, but I mean, like, I'm not trying to strive to be like somewhere and I look at this as like a challenge. I look at it as a hobby, and I mean, I'm grateful to make money from it, but I'm probably just gonna stick to the same because I like them. I look at them as my pets as well, but sometimes I make sacrifices and not take on too much. So I mean, I just keep it small and minimum, and just just keep it as that. Because I mean, when you go to the extreme, I think that's when you start stressing out and going haywire and trying to pull your hair and stuff like that. Like I gotta make this sell. I gotta make this type of quota. Nah, I'm good. I just keep on for what I'm doing right now, and I'm good. As long as I can talk to the people I want to talk to, make smiles on people's faces, interact and learn from this. I'm good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, it's been amazing. Again. I just hope everything continues to go well. I mean, of course, we follow each other and we just keep abreast on what's going on. I'm glad to see you more out there. I think definitely, I hope you break away and do a little bit more of the YouTube stuff, because I think that, again, we just need to put more of us out there. It's just not enough reptile representation, and we need it more now than ever. And then good YouTube, like, when you have like the kids, I love to watch the videos with the children. See, I get to do it occasionally when my grandkids are here, but when you got them there every day, those videos are hidden when people do videos with the children, because you're doing two things. You're educating it, of course, building your brand, but you also educating the children, and other children see it, and it makes them want to be little reptile people too. Exactly.
I got a daughter right now. She wants every type of reptile that it is right now. I'm scared of her right now. She wants everything. So it does make a smile on their face and stuff like that. But I'm gonna continue doing YouTube. Like I said, I'm gonna do like a giveaway and stuff like that for like animals that I'm probably not gonna use and stuff like that, and give them to good, honest people and stuff like that when I get on the phone with them and talk to them and see how they doing and stuff like that. But I mean, yeah, I'm gonna continue doing that in my Instagram as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you coming through again, guys. Remember to support US Ark Florida. Support US Ark. Tune in tonight for Sophisticated Ignorance, which is Wiz Constrictor's channel, which is an awesome show. And then we got Kent coming up at 4 p.m. And just, we got a lot of shows coming up. And then 2 pieces of the podcast on Monday, which may be pre-recorded, because depending on what time we hit the road, I may not be able to do that live, but it will definitely happen one way or the other, or I'll just go live from the car. Y'all know how I do. But we shall see. But until then, we're going to just go ahead and check out everybody on our sponsor video, and y'all have a great Saturday.
All right.
This episode is brought to you by Beat It by Sadie's. Mercedes can provide you that flair we like around our waistline. She can provide that in your favorite color, also with your favorite reptile charm. Check out Beat It by Sadie's on Instagram and on Facebook. All Maryland Reptile Show has been the longest running Maryland Reptile Show in the DMV area. Thank you for bringing us quality animals for the longest time.